honest, it really wasn't that good when Bieber took over.
My first day off, I slept until after lunch.
As much as I knew things were falling apart, we were making a film, you know?
Hey, you got it.
We had Josh Dozier, Alex, Dodge, Rudy, and Tyson. They all joined us.
Everyone is like barely waking up. The hair was all over the place. And it was one of those meetings where it's like, hey, I'm Tyson. And I'm like, yeah, cool. We'll talk to you later. And I was like, yeah, no, I get it, yeah.
Hairy homeless dude that like...
I was on set for about a week, and I was working as the DIT, basically just making sure all the footage is backed up on hard drives. I got to set up a little bit more of a system so that we could keep track of it better, and I'd be able to edit it a little bit more smoothly.
Take that, Rubaroo.
Oh, hey, there's two of us. Spencer's house became like base camp.
We would get back to base camp at the White's house, and I would honestly just crash on the couch.
Nap on the floor. It became like home.
Felt really nostalgic in a way, just hanging out with your friends, and kind of like took us out of the stress realm of making a movie.
I was filming you, bro.
I didn't know that. Of all the reinforcements that came, I was by far looking forward to Dodge coming the most, because I was slowly losing my mind.
So after around 4 hours of driving, I showed up to base camp and I saw Andrew and he was like, hey, what's up?
And I'm like slowly guiding her to the kitchen table as we're like talking for the first time in like months.
He was like, do you think you could do me a favor and help me out on a couple of things?
And she had been in the house for maybe 2 minutes, and she's like, yeah, I think I'll just like put my stuff down. And I was like, oh yeah, let me show you where you're staying. But, you know, she went and put her stuff down, and then she was just awesome. She just sat there, and I, you know, in my like frantic state, I was like, all right, this is the spreadsheet for all the money. It's like totally organized. I don't know if you can understand it. Oh, let's not talk about this right now. All right, let's do this. And so I'm just showing her like everything that she needs to know in like 30 minutes. But she just soaked it in, and immediately she like whipped out her laptop and then like starts typing notes. And I was like, yes.
And yeah, let's have a good day on set today. Keep the energy up.
Yep.
It was basically the first checkpoint that we had for that set. We were all like, okay, we got through the first week, let's do these next two.
This was when I gave my first beast mode speech.
I found this quote that I really liked, that telling Spencer that everyone wants to be a beast until it comes time to do what a beast has to do.
As soon as we think something is too hard, we all lose. Instead of like, dang, you know, something's gonna go wrong. It's like, you know, bring it. You know, we just had this bring it attitude, and it was so cool because everybody was on board for that.
We're microscopic, but we're like kicking butt. So we're gonna keep doing what beasts do.
And that the microscopic organisms are the ones that kill it, dude.
I get set. Ready! And I'm like, oh, that's Spence.
Dude. What's up, bro?
And I see Andy for the first time. I see Tyson for the first time. And then all of a sudden, I hear Drew's like, oh! And he just sprints at me.
That was more than I was expecting.
That's okay, though.
I missed you so much. Your mom's
The first scene that we shot in Duke's room was with the Christmas lights as the backdrop.
That was a very fun scene to shoot. I got to introduce my gaffer to a light meter, and so that was really sick.
This was actually shot in Spencer's room that he grew up in. So we basically emptied everything out of it and then made it into Duke's room.
I gotta give props to Tiffany for that because she pretty much had the entire design for that room laid out. And it was a super cool environment, and I think it really kind of portrayed the kind of guy that Duke was, with the lights, with the different posters that he has in there.
What about when you took things up a notch and you started hand-holding, interdigitated?
This is for all you jokers out there that do not show the proper appreciation for nature.
All right, Andrew, got an idea for you.
What's up?
Anyway, we're gonna do a bucket brigade to fill up the truck down there because NID water is right down there.
And it's free.
Free water. All you have to do is go through the little gate, get some buckets, and just fill it up, and then walk over to the truck and dump it in. And you just fill up that truck.
Dude, my mom grew up in Ketchikan.
Doing the phalanx in one take was crazy because it's not our longest one take, but it's definitely our most complicated.
You see Connor and I just running down the hill, trying to chase after them, and that was hard because you had to make sure that you weren't tripping over the holes that were in the ground.
That was one of my favorite scenes to shoot. Connor's having to track like all 4 or 5 of us guys rolling down this hill, people hurdling bushes.
We spent like an hour blocking that whole scene.
It was our first day that we had wireless follow focus, and my first AC killed it. Had no monitor for it.
What good is that getting?
There's ticks everywhere.
Yeah. She's standing up on the hill watching Connor and how far he is from everybody.
That was probably my favorite pole to do, just because there's all this action happening and it's just a really fun scene.
It seemed fitting from the beginning that the camera needed a name, and we named our baby Rocco.
On set one day, I just heard like, "Hey, move Rocco over here." It's like, Rocco? Who's Rocco?
It was like meeting a person. Like, all right, well, your name's Rocco. I'd find myself talking to it.
I'd just ask him how he's doing, be like, "Yo, what's up, Rocco? What's going on, man?"
And because of that, I decided to name every single light that we used. Vader, of course, Square Mac, Sir Brightington, Little Phil, Little Tommy, Little Sean, Little Michael, Yagnow, Practical Terry, Practical Carrie, Practical Larry, Practical Gary, Practical Mary.
It got to be a really weird like family tree, but yeah, it's a good time.
So people want to know why he's in denim all the time. Look, if you want to be a part of the Duke crew, we call them Dukies, you gotta start from the bottom. The bottom being denim, right? Not everyone can just pop leather like it's leather, right? So, first of all, when he's old enough to wear leather, that's what'll happen. Right now, he's a little denim caterpillar, and he's going to cocoon, and he will emerge a leathery butterfly.
It's called puberty, dude.
It's called pubis.
Rudy and I having to do that felt like really realistic, just because of kind of like the weight that Marvin and Joey put on their friendship and the weight that Rudy and I put on our friendship. It would be very tough to say goodbye.
There was this one take where right after that take, we just hugged each other.
And Andy saw it. She joined the hug. Tyson, he jumped in.
A team huddle when everybody's like before the game is like,
I think there were strangers looking from near and far, envying the love we were sharing with one another.